Okay, so today we're going to work on the face and the arms and hand, and we're going to I'm using burnt sienna, and this is the burnt sienna I'm using. It's Winston & Newton because it's a bit more orangey, and I'm using burnt umber, tiny bit of burnt umber for the dark parts, but you could just use ultramarine violet. It will work with the burnt sienna to make to darken the burnt sienna, and white, titanium white. If you don't have burnt sienna, the right burnt sienna, like the one that has a bit of orange in it, and you want to use another color, use cadmium red light and put a tiny bit of yellow ochre in it to tone it down. She's in the reference. She's really kind of she has a light kind of pink skin, but we're just gonna try to get a skin tone. We're working with 8x10. It's really small. We don't have a lot of room for a variation of colors in there, or we're going to simplify it. Simplify. Okay, let's do that. So I'll try first without this, which is awesome. I think it's great. You can see exactly what I'm doing. Do you want me to try with this first? What do you think? Let's see.
Sure. Let's see how it works.
Yeah, let's see. So I'm taking a touch of burnt umber and burnt sienna and white. This will make the burnt sienna I'm using, it will tone it down a bit, make it a little bit more brownish for the dark areas. I like to start with dark. Let's see if this is going to work, okay? This is wild. This is like miniature painting. This is a burnt sienna, a bit of white, and a touch of burnt umber. The back of the neck. You take a little bit of burnt umber. And so this is the first layer. I'm going to go ahead and... Do you want me to give you some time to do this before I continue?
Just a minute or so would be good.
Sure. Let's do that. Anyway, I have to adjust her forehead. So let's do that. Her forehead is softer than this, than what I have right now. It's more rounder, I should say. Okay, it's like more like this, like this. We can put the first layer for the hands, for the arms, arm and hand, you know, just cover it for now. And meanwhile, before we start highlighting the face, so just burnt sienna and white. You know what? I'll wait. I'll wait. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a minute. All right, so I mixed a mid-tone, kind of, meaning just taking burnt sienna and white, not too light, because I need to keep some room for more highlights. See, that's the difference between this and the one before. One before was really dark, and now this is kind of, and it's going to go darker even. All right, and I'm just gonna go. Actually, it will be easier if I can, with the burnt umber, kind of put where the eye is, kind of in here. She's looking down, and I can, you know, adjust the shape later on. This is the eyebrows right there. So that would give me an idea where everything is. So I'm going to go back and so usually the more I go down to the bottom, I try to go a little bit darker. So now I'm going to highlight the nose. Okay. Oh. One little. There we go.
Doesn't take much to make it look
No, doesn't take much. Okay, there we go. That's okay. Here we go. Now this is the top of the nose, like the tip of the nose. Now here, this part is darker. All right, I'll go back now and leave this part of the side of the nose a little bit darker and try to highlight the cheekbone. And you'll see, once I start highlighting more, you will see the difference. This is perfect for second layer. I need to, once I put the mouth, then I can go back from and adjust the shape of the face using negative painting. Now I'm going to take the same and I'm going to highlight the back of her neck, leaving some darks where I put the burnt umber. I'm going to take a little bit more white again. With burnt sienna. Nose. Cheekbone. And you'll see now, because I'm leaving the side of the nose dark. So when I'm spreading this white, I'm not spreading it all the same all the way down. The light color where there's a lot of white is mostly where the underneath the eye. Same light color forehead, because this is where it catches sun, the light, not sun, light. Right there. Also, upper lip. Above her lip, there will be light area here. It's like a mustache. You see, it looks better when we put the lip there. Right now, it looks funny. Another part where it is lighter is the chin, the part where the chin is. So there are several parts in the face where there's light. It's lighter. It is the forehead, nose, the tip of the nose right there, cheekbone, upper lip, and part of the chin. These are usually highlighted more. You can see that right there. Okay. Now I think I'm going to zoom in and work without that little magnifier. Okay, so I'm going to right now adjust a bit the eyebrows. They look funny. I'm going to relax them a bit because there was like a line going straight up. Just going to push it down right there at this corner. And I'm just going to take burnt sienna. Try to put a hint of the mouth with burnt sienna. First, let's take a bit of burnt umber, put it there. Wet my brush because I need it. I need this to be. I need the brush to be wet, the paint to be wet, so I get a good flow of paint. I am putting the upper lip. You don't need much, just tiny bit of a little bit of a curve. And then I'm going to highlight this for the lower lip and see if I can get the lower lip in there because that's really tiny. Lower lip is usually lighter than the upper lip because there's more light on the lower lip. Okay. there's a strong dark color in here, which is the shadow that I put at the beginning. It is too strong because, you know, acrylic dries darker. So we wait for it to dry and then we adjust the value. So this is a bit too dark, but we're going to highlight it a tiny bit. There. And by the time it's dry, if it's still too dark, then I will highlight it again. Adjust the value, actually. I'm not highlighting, I'm adjusting the value. Softening this area. So for a small painting like this, all I try to do is make sure that I highlight the forehead, the nose, just not the whole nose, just the top part right here, line, and then cheekbone, upper lip, chin. That's it. We're not painting portrait. Another place that could be highlighted is eyelids, but I wouldn't do it. It will be too much. So let's keep it just the way it is. It's more than enough. Sometimes if it's bigger, if the canvas is a little bit bigger, what I do is I put a shadow where the bottom of the nose, right here. But because this is too small right now, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to keep it just the way it is. Very simple. It looks fine. It doesn't need to be adjusted. I'm going to pause a bit. Okay. So the same for the hand and the arm. Burnt sienna, white, kind of more on the, not too dark. But you see now for the arm, for the hand, for the fingers, an easy way to do the fingers where you don't need to do much. Let's go a bit darker. Just going to dry darker. So I'm going to start with just putting a color. And because we're working on brown, burnt umber, it helps. So I'm just going to cover. I'm not worried about, I'm not looking at hands, shape, nothing. I'm just putting a color. Well, actually a bit of the shape. But we're going to bring the shape out when we start highlighting. Now I'm just putting color. Okay. Let it dry. And I'm going to work on doing the same for this part, this arm. Again, we are simplifying all of this because this is really not about the face and the hand. You know, it's just a very simple way of showing face and hand and arms. Right, so this is a round brush, very inexpensive, size 0. I'm going to use the same and it's smaller. It's round. So now for the other hand, that one here, holding the umbrella, I'm highlighting. I'm putting more white in my burnt sienna. And I'm going to start the same way. I look at the reference, and I'm looking at to see where the highlight is mostly on this finger right here. And this part. There are areas where you want to keep dark, and I'll show you in a minute. So this is good. Again, a little bit of white in the burnt sienna, and just kind of highlight this part. Leave this part darker, right here, where the wrist is. And then highlight this. So this way, you will have where it curves in, where the wrist is. It's a bit darker, tiny bit darker. You know, you don't see it, but it's a little bit darker. Now I'm going to take, again, burnt sienna, and I'm going to put a tiny bit of burnt umber in it. And, and a little bit of white. So it is highlighted. There's white in it, but there's also burnt umber. And I'm going to spread this highlighted mid-tone kind of burnt sienna over here. So now we have a good shape. Tiny bit darker here and lighter right there. It needs to be adjusted, so I'm going to adjust it from the outside, from negative painting. I'm going to do a little bit of a negative painting right now because it looks a bit funny. I'm using dark green, just kind of here, there. That's better. Much better. Okay. Now, in the reference, the fingers are a lot more intricate, but I'm going to make them simple, very simple. So I'm going to take burnt sienna mid-tone. So this is dark. We have a dark burnt sienna here. First layer, second layer. Oh, this is still too dark. Let's take a bit more white. And let's do this. First one, first finger. I always highlight slowly, so I don't put too much white first. Second. So now I'm keeping an eye on the way, on the position and how it looks. So you really don't need a dark line in between. I'm using the line that is, you know, the color, that the first color I put in there as a separation between the fingers. Now, 4, and the little one, 5, right there. And even if some of these fingers, you know, they look like they're attached, that's okay. Don't try to separate them. Not at this small size. So I'm going to take a bit of more white now. Add it to my, and try not to dip my brush in my coffee. And let's just put a little bit more white. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to highlight here. This one. And I'm going to highlight this. The third one. And the little one that I smudged. Okay, so this one needs a little bit of darkening because that's too big. There. Burnt umber. It's more the position. So if I'm doing something like this, instead of painting the fingers, I'm going to try to do it here. Okay, so instead of painting the fingers like this, they're all going in the same direction, like this. Even if you paint them like the right length, but they're going in the same direction. Instead of doing this, what I did is I took the first one, instead of having the first one straight, I had the first one on an angle, second one straight, and it makes a big difference. It makes the fingers look more elegant. They're all pointing the same point here. So there's like a triangle right there, instead of having something like that, straight. It makes it look, they're more delicate looking. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'll stop. I'll do this arm, and then I'll stop. Or do you want me to stop right now? Not stop, I mean pause. Do you want to take a break, or you're okay?
I'm okay. Everybody else is.
Everybody's good?
The more I mess with it, the worse it gets.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's being recorded, so you can go back to it.
Yeah.
And okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Let's add some highlights now to this arm. So I'm going to highlight the arm where usually there is a round, it's rounded, it's not straight. So it will be highlighted more. And I'm going to highlight, this is mid-tone. This is not really highlighting. This is kind of getting a skin color showing as a, light. Okay. So personally, when I'm doing something like this, I see shapes. I don't see object. I don't see arm, hand. I see shapes. So meaning that I see right now, I'm looking at this part right here, right there, and it looks like it looks like this. This part right here, right there. Now, let's put the fingers. So first one goes down. Second one. Again. Third. And the fourth one in this reference is actually very interesting. The pinky is higher up, like this. And I'll show you when we start highlighting, you will see it better. You will see what I mean. Where's this little thing? This pinky is up. She's out. It's not in. She's not doing this. She's doing this. This. So now I'm going to take more white. And it's easier, you know, easier to do this and to figure it out when you're using two colors. When you're using one color, actually, and white. Burnt sienna, white. It's easier to get, you know, see it. All right, let's highlight more. I'm going to highlight the arm. And I'm going to highlight more this part and leave the other part darker. Again. I always highlight slowly because I want to leave room. If I highlight, add white right away and it's too strong, then I don't have room anymore to highlight more if I need to. So I usually wait for it to dry and I try to highlight it slowly. Okay, now fingers. She's bending her fingers, these ones. So the first one is up, out, highlighted, but it's in after. So when it goes in, it's darker. Again, second one, a little bit dark, a little bit longer at the knuckle here. And third one, and I'll show you in a minute when I start, you know, when I darken the fingers. Okay, so, and this is the pinky, and it's out. Again, highlight this one, highlight that one, not all the way. And this one. And there is a delicate, again, a very delicate shape for these for the fingers. So I don't know if you can see it on this one, but with your reference, if you look at your reference, you will see here, you will see that it is like this. The shape. So I have shape like that. Then I have first finger in, actually all the way. Second one third one. See how it's going on an angle? See how they're angled? Here. This should be like that with nothing here. There's an angle in there. So if I'm looking at this in shapes, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this. Let's take. I'm seeing this. This shape. They're on an angle. This is the pinky right here. Pinky is right there. And it's here. Like, ooh, sorry. It's not that thick, but anyway. So now when I want to highlight, I'm going to take my highlight and I'm going to highlight this part, that one, and the pinky going all the way out, highlighted. So now what you see, I didn't highlight all the way down. I didn't highlight all the way down because I wanted to show that the fingers are bending at the knuckle, and that's the perfect way to do it. It's to just where the knuckle is, don't highlight it all the way down. Just highlight it where the light is hitting, right here. As soon as it bends, and you'll see there's shadow here. It's darker, and this is lighter. That's how it looks when you want it to look like it's bending. Just don't highlight the whole thing all the way down. But look at the shape. Don't dismiss the shape. As soon as you start looking at them as fingers, it will look harder to do. But if you look at it as a shape, it's easy. Geometric shape. I can go a little bit darker, I think. I'll try. Let's see. Let's see. If I go like that and like this. Yeah. This one is too high. Knuckles are not at the same spot. The knuckle usually is longer with the middle finger. Shorter here, index. And let's highlight the top of this part. Sorry, it's washed out right now because of the light, but it's not that strong in here. The lighting I have here is washing out the color, but that's usually how I do that, and that's how it works, because I look at these things as shapes. And I watch where the knuckle stops, where is the highlight, where does it start getting darker. And it's much easier to do that. If you watch really carefully. I'll send you by email, I'll send you a close-up. I'll take a picture and I'll send you a close-up. Same with this, by the way, same with this, wrong one. Same with the other hand. The fingers on the other hand, we can do the same. We can highlight a little bit this part and then keep the rest bending right here, darker where they're bending. I mean, we don't have to, but I mean, it's It's just kind of an extra detail. We don't have to. Like I said, this is smaller, very small. I mean, you know what? After this, the basket's gonna look so easy. After all this. Because this is not an easy. This is not easy. But it's a challenge. It's a good challenge. There. Okay. I'm gonna pause. Okay, so for hair, ivory black. Again, this is very small. You're welcome to put any color you like. Doesn't have to be ivory black. I'm just being lazy. I'm just going with what I see in the reference. All of a sudden, her face looks better with hair. She does have kind of her hair is, there's a strand like this right here. I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but let's do the, put some hair on this side. If we can see it. It's not necessary to put too much detail, especially if you're working on a small. Even if we keep it just like that, it'll be fine. Whoa. I'm trying to use this black right here as a glaze more than a harsh color. It's not working. I think her hair goes over her ear, like this. It covers half of her ear. Thank God. All right. I messed up the ear a bit. That's okay. I will do it again. It's only paint. Ear is optional. Hmm?
She needs an ear.
Not necessarily. Sometimes it's better not to hear what's going around you. No? Okay, so let's see. Can we do that? Earlobe. Maybe show a bit of that highlight already here for the earlobe. And chin. Okay. All right, that's good. Good enough. All right, then I'll pause. All right, so this is where we're at this week. We did the face, arms, and hands. So next week we'll work on the basket and the water lilies.